This video is from a technique we were doing in the park. Me and my friend met at a Bay Area park, which is a lovely park near here, and she showed me how she does. I use foil, but she does it. She does more intricate folds in her foil, and she was showing me the technique that she uses. And this is and then I'll show. I'm going back to the studio after this, after you see this, and I'll show you how some of the technique prints out. Just enjoy this, and if you ever get a chance to do art in the park, it's really, really fun. You should try it. Just meet in the park. It's a lot nicer than doing it indoors. This is just her finishing up her fold, and then I will show you. I'll go back to the studio to show you what I did. Today I played that little video showing you using foil to make textures. I've always done the foil, but I usually just crinkled it. I didn't really do anything too fancy. But my friend showed me how she used to fold hers to get intricate patterns. And as you saw that video, that was her demonstrating it on our Art in the Park day. And I'll show you right here. It's a little bit better. In the park, all I had was my phone to film on. But it's a little bit better with the camera here. See, I flattened this piece the best I could, and it's about the size of the plate I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this to do my backgrounds. So you can do just the checkerboard fold. And I'm not going to get too intricate, but as you can see, I'm just folding it in half, and then in half again, more or less. And then in half again, and I'm going to press it down real tight. I'm going to use my Baron to give it a good press. I guess you could use a bone folder or whatever. And then I'm going to fold it in half the other way, and I'm just making a checkerboard with this one. Now you got to make sure you're really careful about not having any sharp points, because you know you can when you fold foil. So if you do, just take something, like I'm going to take the end of my brayer and just push that sharp point I feel there down. Run your finger over it. If it doesn't feel sharp to your finger, it's not going to feel sharp to your gel plate. And that's the important thing, not marring your gel plate. I've got one 5x7 that I've got lots of permanent damage in it, which is why I kind of like using my homemade ones, but it's just more convenient to use the store-bought ones, I think. I think I'm going to leave it like that. That's about a square. It's a big square, but... And when you take it out, unfold it, that square will still be there. Now if you find places like I don't think that fold is crisp enough, go back and crisp it up some more. And this one, like I said, I'm using the end of that, anything soft that you can press down. I could even use that hand cream tin that I use for a Baron on occasion. Now I'm only unfolding one fold at a time so I can check it and crisp it up. Well, it probably doesn't need it, but you never know. Okay. So as you can see, you get a nice, oops, be careful not to wrinkle it, checkerboard, and you can lay it down and gently press it out. Now the thing is, some of these are, if you've ever done paper folding, peaks and valleys is what they call them. So some are peaks and some are valleys, so it's going to come out strangely, but it's very interesting. I'll print these up to show you. Another way she showed me is you can do the spiral fold, you can do the triangular fold. And I'm not going to worry too much about how this is. Well, you know, let's do it this way. Let's fold it in half and do like something intricate like this. Should come out maybe kind of spider webby. And I'm not trying to get equal proportions, or I'm just trying for something different. And I'm just making like triangular folds. I didn't get that very tight in the corner. Now I'm going to start folding down this way. And we'll see what happens with this one. But you can be as intricate as you want. Just fold them and fold them. And if you know a lot about paper folding, you should be good at this. I don't fold a lot. I cut a lot of paper, but I don't fold. I don't do a lot of that origami or anything. Tried it once. It was just, I don't know. Wasn't that I didn't enjoy doing it. I just didn't know what to do with what you finished. And I know you can make jewelry out of it, but I don't think my fingers will do the smaller folds for something that small. Okay. So this one I pressed down as I went along each seam. Let's see what we got. It should be something interesting. Oh, it is. Very odd, but interesting. It got a little too wrinkled in the end because I didn't do a really good job of crisply folding it. And you got to be careful when you're taking it apart, not to pull out everything you've done. Now flatten out. We'll see what we got. Well, that is an interesting, almost spiderweb pattern. Well, let's do this side. Can you see what that is? Now we're going to print these up. I'll come back when I've got my print set up, and we'll print them up and see how they look. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing before I start printing these out. I folded a couple more, and so we'll have some to print. But I want to show you another thing you can do with this. Now I've got a couple layers of paper towel here. I'm going to lay this sheet down and flatten it the best I can. The flatter you start with, the better it is. But I'm not going to try and press any creases into it. So I have a nice flat one right here. Now I'm going to use, I'm going to use this, which is a Stylus. See how, I don't know if you can see the ball on the end of it. See that? And it's better not to hold it straight up and down, but at an angle like this. And I'm just going to draw into the paper. Now I'm pushing down, but not hard enough so that I'm cutting into the paper. I'm just making an indent. Now you can go back over it if you didn't like the indent you made. So you can draw pictures in it or make designs. I'm making a pumpkin here, as you can see. Try not to push so hard you push through it. And I'm finding out the angle. It's much better to angle it like that than like this. See, at an angle to the page. And as you can see, I'm making a pumpkin here in it. Now I'm pushing down, but not so much that I'm going through the page. Do another one behind it, maybe a smaller one. I'm doing a collage pumpkin for my wall. Pumpkin patch, I think. I haven't really decided on the design yet. But I just thought it would be good practice to draw pumpkins. And there's a big, tall pumpkin. And as you can see, I'm pressing down, but I'm not pressing down so hard I'm going through the page. And I'll go over it where I don't think I got good enough. Now you also can do it with maybe take a pencil like this where it's, can you see how dull that pencil is? This would also work. A sharp pencil I wouldn't try because you're going to be poking through, but see, a dull pencil will work. I don't know what pumpkin leaves look like. I'm going to have to look that up. Just indicate the ground there. Well, let's do something that looks like a leaf shape. It's probably not what a pumpkin leaf looks like, but leave it really indistinct. That way you'll think it's on its side if it's not the right shape. But see, you can do little curly cues. Can you see that? Well, this is the edge I'm going to be printing, so I'll be right back when we'll print these up. Okay, so here's my Nasty Grody 5x7, and hopefully there's some black in here. Since I got on vacation, I haven't done enough organization to get back in full swing. I'm going to have to spend a day doing that, maybe tomorrow afternoon. But let's put some red in with it. I want to be able to see these. So we'll just print a few of these up. And like everything, I think these do better the second time. There's a nice dark color, but not a boring color. We were talking about black the other day on one of the groups. And somebody's saying they like carbon black for print, and I do. I like carbon black too. Okay, this is the just squares. Now, the first time, like you know, most of the stamps don't work as well the first time. We'll see what happens with this one. I'm going to print it onto deli paper. And I'm just lightly pressing down. I'm not going crazy with it. So basically, I don't want to lose the crispness of the squares. I don't want to mash down the pattern that I took all that time to fold in. Now we're going to do the print and the ghost. So you can see what this one does. Now can you see that? What a lovely pattern that made. This is the original. Oh, let's get under it. This is the print. Let me put some paper under it so you can see better. Alright, this is the original one, the first one we did. And this is the ghost. As you can see, those patterns show up nice, the squares. Alright, let's do this pattern. The kind of spider web. I didn't really go, but you can actually do a spider web now I think about it. Everybody knows how to fold a spider web. One of the things we learned in school was folding paper. I'm going to take a little bit of paint off this time because I had too much paint on that last one. Alright, got to hurry up though before it dries. Now, same thing I'm going to do the shiny side down because I drew into this side. You can do it the other way around. I don't know if the other side will print better. I will test that out, let you know. Okay, so there's this one. Make sure everything's been pressed down. Now, let's do the first print on here. And usually I don't like ghost prints, but in this method, I actually think I like the way the ghost print ends up better than, oops, wrinkle in my paper. I think in this one I like the way the ghost comes up better than the, and what would be really the best is pulling the ghost print up with a different color. Alright, now here's the one we did with that almost a spider web, but not quite because we weren't so precise about it. And here is the ghost print on that. You see how nice that is? I may actually put these pictures at the end so you can see them a little bit better and clearer. But I just want to do it as we're going along so you can see what we're doing. Now, I'll do two more. See if I can get some out of this black. This black is pretty much done up, but the Sometimes I have these where you can't screw the lid off, which just annoys me, because I could get a whole lot more out of the paint if I could get the lid off. No, I think this one is dead and done. We'll toss it, and I'll get another one. Luckily, I keep my paints right beside me. Let's use a dark green. This is not one I use very often, so. Oh. Now, once again, I'm going to take off the thick stuff, because I did it too thick before. We'll do this almost chevron pattern. I don't know if I pressed that one down enough, but we'll see. Ooh, that's nice. That looks like cracked ice. I like that. Now, I'm not pressing it down hard the first time so that I get a decent ghost the second. Now, when I do the ghost, I am pressing it down much harder. So, let's see what we've got here. Put the paper under it again. So you can see, it's not the big difference. There's the original. And there's the ghost. You can see the nice chevron patterns. I like that. That's really nice. And I want to thank my bestie for showing me this. I don't know if I'm supposed to use her name, but we won't unless we ask her. Now the drawing in it is what I do when I do like foil tape. I showed you that earlier in the year. So now let's do the pumpkins. I don't know if there's enough drawing on this to show up well, but we'll see. And what I would use these for are either part of a subtle background is what I'd probably use it for. Probably wouldn't make whole pictures out of this, but I guess you could. If you practice with it and get good enough. I can't see why you couldn't. Alright, here's the initial one, which should be very subtle. And hopefully this will show up. Okay, you can see the pumpkins. You can see it. Oops, let's get our paper out. I'm fumbling through this today. I think I just need to slow down. There's the original. You can see the pumpkins. And here is the ghost print. And that would make a nice subtle background for something. Say you wanted to do a card with something on top. That is really pretty for a subtle background. And then you put your little greeting thing there. That would be nice. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you guys see it well. I'll put pictures at the end so you can see the total results. I'll do some more here. Maybe I'll do a couple colors and so you can get an idea what it'll do. But thank you for viewing my video. Thank you very much to my bestie for showing me how to do the folds. And if you like my videos, please put a like on it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And you have a very nice day.